Speaking of separations that really go into differences between one culture and another, did you hear about this United Arab Emirates ruling that says you can beat your wife and child as long as there's no marks left?
I did not hear about this.
It's amazing. I mean, this is an example of this is beating your wife in God's name, is it not? These determinations are being made based on what is permitted under Islamic law. It is an example of using God's name to beat your wife.
Is it?
Yeah. How is it not?
I don't know much about it. Is it like a religious ruling?
It is. The United Arab Emirates court says a man is permitted under Islamic law to physically discipline his wife and children as long as there are no marks left, and he has to have tried other methods of punishment.
So there's the key word, Islamic law.
That's absolutely right. And come on. I would not, this is the type of thing that makes me just not want to step foot in all of the great things that are going on in those parts of the world and fascinating things that I would be interested in visiting. How can I, in good conscience, go and support something like that in some way? Now, I know I'm going to get emails from people saying, wait a second, but by living in the U.S., you are also supporting a lot of the racist things that go on in the U.S., so on and so forth. We're talking very specifically about a system of law here that is saying it's okay to beat your wife as long as you don't leave marks. I mean, how would they even know the woman had marks if they're completely covered in a burqa?
Good point.
These guys
are gonna have to come up with some pretty clever ways to beat their wives and children.
I mean, it's shocking. It's shocking. I really feel for the women and children that are there, and they essentially have...
But what was the law before? I mean, maybe this is an upgrade. Maybe this is an improvement,
This is just... This wasn't new law. This was just a specific case that came up, and the ruling came down on the side of the wife beater because of Islamic law. News stations airing Midweek Politics via Free Speech TV, Los Alamos Public Access TV in New Mexico, CMAP in Gilroy, California. Last week's poll, Bill O'Reilly's statement on The View was 31% say completely right, 30% say wrong, and 28% say factually correct, but it implied falsehoods. This is almost the closest poll we've ever had. People very much split on that. The new poll on midweekpolitics.com, should Juan Williams have been fired from NPR? Log on and vote. Here's some emails. Here is an email from Roger. David, you are a little bitch, just an Alan Colmes wannabe, but you can't even make it to his level. Keep pounding sand, you loser. Thanks. It's great to have Roger engaged with the show, and we appreciate each and every viewer. I don't think there's much else to say, is there?
No. Good stuff.
Email related to Richard Ayotte, the candidate from Ohio who wore a Nazi uniform. Hey, man, you're wearing a Hugo Boss tie. Guess what? You're being a hypocrite. Hugo Boss designed Nazi uniforms, and you're wearing a Hugo Boss tie. Enough said. We went back and checked. It's not a Hugo Boss tie. It's a Hackett tie. I was getting excited, Lewis, because if it was, we could have burned the tie on air or something. But the listener was wrong. Carl Palladino, really, a man who sent out emails of women on horse action calling someone else a pervert? I don't see it. And Palladino is both a hypocrite and a fool. Send us your emails to radio@midweekpolitics.com. We'll see you next week. Election results, plenty more. Thanks for listening.
You've been listening to Midweek Politics with Dave Pakman.
Midweek Politics is made possible by listeners like you and by Greenfield Savings Bank, building a strong community one account at a time, with neighborhood offices in Greenfield, Amherst, Conway, Shelburne Falls, South Deerfield, and Turners Falls, and online at greenfieldsavings.com. By the Daily Hampshire Gazette and GazetteNet.com, connecting our communities with local news and information. By DIF Design, specializing in custom business websites at DIFdesign.com. Find out more about underwriting Midweek Politics at midweekpolitics.com.